Hi, and welcome to Flindog Woodwork. This is Brian. Today we're going to take a look at 8 items that I bought on Amazon.com that were just under $400. So let's take a look at them today and see what they're all about. Can't wait to get my hands on these. So you probably know this, but most plywood is sold in 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch stock. But is that the actual thickness of that plywood? Let's take a look with our calipers and see if it matches up. So first off, I've got some 1/4 inch plywood here. Let's check the thickness of this wood. When I put my calipers on it, it comes in at 0.2115 inches. Let's check our 1/2 inch plywood. When we put our calipers on the 1/2 inch plywood, we come in at 0.4775. Now let's check the 3/4. When we check the 3/4 inch plywood, we come in at 0.7390 inches. So what does all this mean? Well, it means if you use a standard 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, or 1/4 inch bit on your router table to make dados in your workpieces, they're going to be oversized. So what's the solution for that? So let me show you. That's where these bits from Unico come in handy. These are undersized dado bits that come in 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch sizes. Let's put it in a router table and see if they work as promised. So I'm going to cut dados into this 2x4 for each one of the bits. Then we're going to get our plywood and we're going to see how well they fit into those dados. Let's get started. Okay, so here's the test piece. You can see the 3/4 inch dado, the 1/2 inch dado, as well as the 1/4 inch dado. Let's put some plywood in here and test the fit. All right, so here's the fit. The 3/4 inch, the 1/2 inch, as well as the 1/4 inch are nicely seated into those dados. There is a nice friction fit and there's very little wiggle room in each dado. That's what I'm looking for. All right, on to our second item. I had a buddy come over and give me a hand, so we're back in business. All right, the next thing I purchased is something that I hope will pay off in the long run. I'm tired of going to Rockler and Woodcraft and overpaying for wooden dowels. I've had a lot of projects where I need a walnut dowel or a mahogany dowel just to provide those contrasts in my projects. But this thing should do the trick. This is a dowel plate. Let's install it and see how it works. All right, folks, so this dowel plate comes with 17 holes. This goes from 5/8 of an inch all the way to 1/8 of an inch. And this plate is hefty. This is made of high quality steel and is super heavy. Another thing that comes in the packaging is a little bit adapter that's got a square tip that I assume you can put square wood into when you're running the dowels through the actual plate. So let's install this plate and see how it works. So for this test, I've taken a piece of scrap walnut that I've squared up and tapered the edge so it would fit my drill.
I can hit you with my stick.
So I'm going to take this walnut and start with the largest hole. Once I go through that hole, I'm going to whittle it away until I get to the diameter I'm looking for. Okay, so after a little bit of trial and error, I've got a 7/16 of an inch dowel here, made from scrap walnut, which is great. It's very smooth to the touch, and with a little sanding, this is going to be a perfect dowel. So what I've learned from using this is you definitely want to start off with those larger holes and work your way down until you find the diameter that you're looking for. Another thing that I learned when using this dowel plate is you definitely want to take it slow. When I put my first blank into this drill, I went full bore. I went as fast as this drill can go, and that caused it to actually break at the base of the drill. So I had to recreate my blank and start from scratch. When you go slow, it takes off just a little bit at a time and creates that perfect dowel you're looking for. All right, folks, next up is something that I purchased when I was making drawers for my 3 boys. I was having a problem attaching the drawer faces to the actual drawer boxes, and that's where I bought these drawer face clamps. Let me show you how they work and how they can help you install those drawer faces. So let me preface this today by letting you know that this is not how I do drawer faces today. However, when I was first starting out, I found these to be a great help and of great value. Today, I use double-sided tape when installing my drawer faces, and that seems to do the trick for me today. But before, I used these. So let me show you how these work. So for example purposes today, I'm going to take this paint tub of my kids and attach this old scrap piece of drawer face. To use these clamps, they have a unique system. There's a left-handed side, which is indicated with an L, and a right-handed side, which is indicated with an R. So in taking a closer look at these drawer clamps, you can see that there's actually 2 points of pressure. There's one that actually applies pressure to the actual drawer box, And then there's another one that applies pressure to the drawer face. So the first thing you want to do is to install both of these clamps to your actual drawer box. And that's done by simply placing the clamp over the drawer box and slightly tightening. Once that's done, you can simply take your drawer face and place over your drawer box and align it to exactly where you see fit. Once you feel comfortable with the alignment, you can tighten it down. Once your clamp is secured to your actual drawer face, you simply screw it in from the back of the drawer box into the drawer face, and it will be secured so you can move on to your next drawer. You can see from the top view how the two sides of the clamps are attached to the actual drawer box, and the two front clamps are attached to the actual drawer face. All right, y'all, we're moving right along. Next up is something that I actually used yesterday on this table that I'm building. Let me show you exactly what it is. So in making all these YouTube videos, I've fallen way behind in my project builds. This table is getting closer and closer to getting done. I'm in the finishing process right now, and I'm trying to get this as silky smooth as possible before I actually put some tabletop epoxy on this bad boy and get it in our kitchen. So today we're going to take a look at these. These are card scrapers. Now I watched a lot of YouTubers use these on their projects, and I never quite understood what made these things so great. Well, I'm here to tell you that when you use these for finishing on your projects like this table, it provides the most silky smooth surface you could ever imagine. Let me give you a close-up of what it looks like when you're actually using these card scrapers. So what exactly is a card scraper? Well, that's a good question. It's my understanding that a card scraper is simply just a piece of metal that's perfectly square on each of the edges that provides a cutting surface as you scrape it across the board. Let me show you what I mean. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's the sawdust that was pulled off of this table. And when I feel where I just scraped the wood, it feels as though I just sanded it with like a 320 sandpaper. It is super smooth and it feels great to the touch. Now another thing that I've used this for is that when I have an oil stain on a piece of wood, I can easily get that out by just a few scrapes. So when I was telling you that I used this yesterday, on this babinga right here, I had some oil stains that I scraped off with this actual card scraper that I couldn't get off with a regular sander. I was using an 80 grit sandpaper on that sander and I just couldn't seem to get it out. But when I used this, it was able to scrape right into that babinga and get that oil out. All right, folks, so I'm constantly milling up lumber that's way too long. Some of these boards can be 8 foot, 9 foot, and even 10 feet long, if not longer. That's why I purchased these outfeed and infeed rollers by Wood River. Let's take a closer look at them. All right, folks, so the nice thing about this bad boy is it's got 3 surfaces to work with. It's got your standard roller on one side. If you flip it over like this, it's got a V where you can work with wood that may be a little warped or a little bit janky. And then lastly, when you flip it over to this side, it's got ball bearings that can roll in any direction. So it gives you a lot of flexibility of how you want to use this infeed and outfeed roller. So one mistake that I made that I don't want you guys to make the same mistake is to only purchase one of these. So if you think about it, for every board that you're going to be placing through your jointer or planer, you're going to infeed it through one side, and that board's going to come out the other side. So on the other side, you're going to need some support there as well. So when I first purchased this product, I only purchased one, then quickly realized that I needed something to get it on the back end. Ooh. So since we're being totally transparent on this channel, I did want to mention one design flaw of this product. I've had these pins, which attach the actual feet to the frame of the infeed and outfeed roller, come loose on me multiple times, and this can be a real problem, especially when you're dealing with planing and jointing long boards and you got a lot of them to do. You're suddenly racing around trying to get this fixed before your board falls to the floor or gets sniped from coming out of the planer or jointer in the wrong way. So as you know, I don't like to sugarcoat things on this channel. My shop's got electrical cords that run throughout the shop and are hanging out all over the place. This is a real problem. I'm constantly trying to find any spot in my shop that has an empty outlet where I can plug in my tool. So that's where this 12 outlet surge protector comes in handy. Let's get into the box and I'll show you some of the unique features of this. So there's a lot of things that differentiates this surge protector from other surge protectors. First off, it's got a 9-foot cord that allows you to plug it in from a distance from any outlet that you need. Next up, it's got a main power source, which is great because you can turn off all the switches with just one big click. The other nice thing about this surge protector is that if there's one tool that's causing the breaker to flip off, then only that tool is turned off. This becomes incredibly nice when you have things like your air compressor or a refrigerator or anything else that's attached to this surge protector that you don't want to lose power to. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to place this yet, but I know it's going to be right next to my refrigerator. All right, so only 2 more items to take a look at. So next up, since you know I have power problems all across the shop, we're going to take a look at this 50-foot retractable power cord. Let's install it and see how it works. So over here I have my air compressor hose, and this is also 50 feet long, and that seems to be a perfect size for my shop. I can reach anywhere on this 30 by 50 barn and not have a problem getting to any location within the barn. That's why I chose 50 feet for this power cord. I'm going to install it right above this air hose, and that way I'll be able to reach all the same area as I can with this air compressor hose. So the nice thing about this 50-foot retractable power cord is it comes with all the hardware you need to install it, whether you're installing it to drywall or wood like I am. It comes with a plate. This plate, which acts as a mounting bracket, allows you to easily slide your power cord casing onto this plate and create a secure bond. Since my power cord is going to be a more permanent fixture, I'm going to attach the frame of the power cord casing directly to this pole. All right, so there's the installation. If I had any recommendations, I would say use your own hardware. Okay, so a couple things about this power cord. The actual head of the power cord will light up to know that it's actually hot and ready to use. Now let me take it to the front of the barn and see if it will reach there. All right, I don't know if you can see me over here, but it will reach the furthest distance from my barn. The other nice thing about this is that it locks in place when you hear that clicking noise, so you know it won't retract on you. When you're ready for it to retract, you simply just pull it a little bit and it will go all the way back to its home. So I'm pretty pleased with that. All right, folks, it's getting hot as balls in this barn again. So before I break out in a massive sweat, I'm going to show you our last item.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand.
So this item isn't as sexy as some of the other items on this list, but it is something that I use quite frequently. So let's take a look at it. All right, so there's a couple of reasons why I really like this DeWalt impact driver ratchet set. First off, it comes in this really nice case that allows you to keep all of your bits perfectly stored so that you know what's missing and what's not. Secondly, if you don't want to use your impact driver with this ratchet set, it does come with a hand ratchet, which is included with this set. This ratchet set comes with imperial measurements as well as your millimeter measurements, so there shouldn't be a nut that you can't take off with this. This set comes with an impact driver bit that allows you to attach even your largest ratchets to your impact driver, which is really nice. Lastly, there's an extension bit here that allows you to extend your reach with the ratcheting set. So for the price, I think this is a really good deal, and I just love the way you can pack it away and take it to anywhere you need to go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching these 8 items I got off of Amazon.com that were just under $400. Each one of these items has a use in my shop, and I hope it has some impact in yours as well. So until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you again. Well, thanks for joining me today on seeing these 8 items for under $400 on Amazon.com. If any of these items interest you, I've left links in the description for you to check out for yourself. As always, if you get a chance, I'd love to get your subscription and leave a like. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be informed of when future videos hit the scene. As always, take care, and I'll see you again soon.